Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right. I kind of knew that this question would be asked, and eventually it was asked. The question which was asked by some members of my group and some subscribers, they sent me a private message, that also encrypted through, when you send WhatsApp, you send and then you delete that message and you send and delete that message. So they were doing it top secret, like James Bond, sending to me. Some people use Proton Mail. Some people use by creating fake Gmail accounts. My goodness, the amount of paranoia for this. Okay, so the question is, Loy, how do you know Pegasus software, which is that spying one, is not spying on you? Or how do you know that you're not being spied on? Okay, I'll give my answer on this. Number one, and I'll give you my points and you put your comments down below. Number one, if a country wants to spy, country or government wants to spy on you, anybody, me, you, anybody else, it's a click of a finger, man. They have money, they have the resources, they have the contacts, they have the connections. And as it is, you're staying in their country, using their network services, you think they can't track you? Okay, that's number one. Second one is, no matter how smart you are, no matter what software you use, they always ask 100 times step ahead. Now, what software you'll use? You'll use a cheap, shitty $50, $100, say $500 VPN. Then you'll use Tor, T-O-R browser. Okay, then you'll use Proton Mail. Then you'll use some, something else, VPN over VPN. Okay, you'll use two-factor authentication. You'll use, maybe fingerprint scan or maybe a code to enter, and it should send you a QR code or password which expires every 1 minute. Okay, let's assume you go to all these lengths. You still think they can't, they're not smarter than you. They know the bloody coding language, man. Okay, now, let's accept one thing, that a country is more superior than you. Country has better technology. Okay, that's one. The second one is, you and I, we lay people, are we that important to them, to the government, that they should spy on us? I'll make you understand. Let's say, for example, there is one person you want to spy on, your girlfriend. Okay? This happens in most of the countries, even in Thailand. Foreigners, they employ a detective to check if their Thai girlfriend is loyal to them or not. Okay, they employ detectives. This happens in other countries. You employ a detective, pay money. Okay. Now, if I have one girlfriend, I pay money to the detective. I have to pay money. It's not for free. Detective will do the work. Now, that's one girlfriend. Suppose now, let's say I have 10 girlfriends. So I'll have to employ 10 detectives, or one detective who will employ 10. And I have to pay for 10 people. So my cost increases. And then they'll give the report. Then I have to read all the reports. So maybe I'll need an assistant to read. Now from 10, let's go to 100. I have 100 girlfriends. Now you need to employ maybe one detective company that has 100 people, or multiple detective companies. And then you'll get 100 reports. Can you read through 100 reports? So you'll have to get someone who will summarize it for you. So you get what I'm trying to say, right? So the more the number of people they are spying, or the more the number of people they choose, that okay, we will allocate resources and people to spy on this, the more headache it becomes, the more difficult. So now the question is, do you spy on, let's say UAE has 10 million people, UAE. Does UAE spy on all the 10 million? Then from where do you cough up the money? See, I spoke to a hacker, actual hacker, a few months ago. I've spoken to here and there hackers. This is one real hacker, okay? High, means he gets a good salary. I'll tell you, it was so funny. You know, this guy's actually a hacker. You know, when you see these Hollywood movies, you see a guy with glasses and typing, and it's pretty weird, like Transformers, he's eating pizza and this and that. And you know, the funny thing is, hackers and cryptocurrency miners, like, you know, the real types, they actually are very similar. They are obsessed with sitting in one place. They are obsessed with their computer screen. They are obsessed with their technology. They don't have a social life. All this is true. There is a you know, there's a truth to the bullshit that you do watch. That's why, you know, these movies come from real life stories. You know, they exaggerate, although a little bit. Now, he's not the type who he'll type something and he'll hack into the Pentagon and all that. No, this guy was appointed by the government for checking vulnerabilities. Okay. Now, obviously, there are a lot of things he could not say, but he just told me he's a hacker and he is appointed to check vulnerabilities every day. You know, their job is just that. The amount of servers, routers, and you know, all these lights and wires and all that. I was like, either he's put this for show, or it's really a crazy thing. I mean, number of machines. Like when you know, you look at even junior miners, small time miners, the amount of PCs and CPUs that they have, you begin to think, what the hell is this? So okay, so I spoke to this guy. This is what he told me, and you know, I told him, this is what I think. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. So I'll tell you what I told him, and I'll tell you which part he said right and wrong. I told him that in order to spy on a particular person, obviously you need to allocate resources, you know, man, money, material, whatever. He said yes. Second one is, hacking is not cheap. He said yes. And third one, I told him, you have to monitor over a period of time. It's not like one day hacking, clean sweep everything and finish. That also he said yes. And remember, just as software updates are there, new patchwork comes out and people change their smartphones and location, and there's so many things, man. So hacking is not like what you see in Hollywood. The guy takes a computer, start typing like this movie, John Travolta and Hugh Jackman, this female, what's her name, who acted in James Bond, Catwoman, forgot her name. She's giving this guy a blowjob and he has put this gun to his head and he's supposed to hack in, otherwise he's going to get shot dead. It's a nice, funny movie. John Travolta is the villain in that. Swordfish, yes, Swordfish. You know, so it's not like that, man. So that's the second part. So they have to allocate who to spy on. They're not going to spy on small time fish like me and you. Now, is there a possibility that my system is spied on? 100%, 100%. Why? Man, you will obviously check the information of people who, you know, stand out. Like for example, I told you, if I land in the UAE, or if I land in Oman or Bahrain or any of the Arab countries, open challenge, I'll get arrested on the spot. On the spot, I am a wanted man. Why? Because if you Google search Loy Machedo UAE, you'll see I'm the only one ex-UAE expat who's talking so much about UAE, where the negative news is concerned. I address it. I'm telling you, my open challenge to you, you try talking negative of UAE when you are in UAE, but then don't blame me of what problems will take place. You will be arrested. You cannot talk. You cannot talk bad of the country you're residing in while being an expat or immigrant. That's why for me, when I was staying in UAE, never spoke one bad thing about UAE. Nothing, whether I liked or didn't like. Never spoke bad about Islam. Liked or didn't like. But after I left, fine. Why you think I didn't go to India? Even though I have an Indian citizenship, there are so many benefits of going to India. So many benefits. Why didn't I go to India? Simple reason is, even though I'm an Indian citizen, if someone wants to put me in trouble by just posting an opinion or something, I'll get into deep shit. Okay. Now, next one after that. Ant. Okay. Now, what should I do if my phone is tapped? There's nothing you and I can do. See, I'll tell you one thing honestly. If you really don't want to be spied on, you want the answer? What you should do? Number one, don't have social media accounts at all. At all. Don't have any photograph, ID, whatever. Even email, maybe try someone else's. And every time try some new person. Okay. The second one is don't have a smartphone. Okay. Then if you don't have a smartphone, it cannot be tracked, right? Third one, don't have the internet. Don't have a 24/7 internet. Have a dial-up. Only when it's on, it's on. Others switch it off. And last one, computer. Don't have maybe the same computer every time. Assemble a new one. Reinstall the software. So then who can spy on? See, listen. You don't have the internet. You don't have a smartphone. You don't have any social media accounts. Who can spy on you? Tell me, who can spy? How do you, if there is no record of you, like this crypto queen, Dr. Ahuja or something, whatever, who took $4 billion and ran away, dollars. She has a team that ran away. You think she is busy uploading photographs on her social media account? You think she's busy trying the new smartphone, taking selfies and videos? People who have to stay below the radar, they don't stay with the internet, they don't stay with the smartphone. In fact, the only phone which is the best is that old Nokia, you know, that which is like a brick. And that you know, that brick phone, no? It had very nice Nokia phone. So overall, what I want to tell you through this video is stop being paranoid. I lived my life even when I was in Dubai. By default, I believed, okay, anyone can spy on my system, no matter what. Even those days, even when I was 30-year-old, I believed anyone can spy on it. It's connected to the internet. From the internet, anyone can spy. So I made it a point. I will act, behave, talk, communicate as if everyone can see what I'm doing. That is why me, I've not kept my location hidden. I've not kept my phone number hidden. I've not kept my identity hidden. I've not kept my wife's name hidden. I've not kept my daughter's name hidden. Everything. Only thing I've not shared is obviously my bank account details, in the sense that passwords, or I'm not going to give, okay, this is my bank number, this is my credit card number, this is the password, and this is the back end thing. That is stupidity. I'm not going to share, oh, here's my passport, all the detail. No, that is supposed to be kept confidential. Now, if in case it does leak, change it. Because you have to do whatever it takes to be secure. And I've told you before, all my email passwords, all my social media accounts have two-factor authentication, plus have a login from my smartphone, plus have a code that Google sends which changes every few seconds, plus I have these other codes that get sent to me which is on another phone which I have to input if I have to log in. Now, can all this be hacked? 100%. But here comes the final bit. Even if you hack all this, what will you get? Seriously, what will you get? You'll get the same stuff which I'm sharing with everyone. And if any time there is something that is shocking or wow, I immediately delete it. I don't want complications in my life. Anything, I just delete it. What is the use of storing data that can destroy your life? Is it worth it? Absolutely not. And remember, just a tip for you, if you have a data that is maybe porn or maybe some shit, or maybe your private photographs or whatever, you don't want anyone to have access to it, record it on a portable hard disk, disconnect it after it transfers, and keep this in a safe somewhere. And that's it. Nobody will touch your thing. So overall, this is what I have to say with regards to Pegasus spying on me or you. Do you have to worry? And what are the solutions? Remember, you and I can't overcome technology and learn and be a master at, these people in the CIA and coders and hackers. And they have dedicated their whole life, the entire resources to mastering this. They create code. How can you and I, you think by just having a $50 VPN, a cheap shit $1,000 phone, oh, I'm smarter than the government, oh, I'm using Tor browser, oh, I delete my comments. Someone has to spy on you, fucking will spy. Forget spy. They'll come to your fucking door, put a gun to your head, take you, and stop chopping each and every finger of yours till you tell the truth. You think you will not open up? What shit are you talking? So anyway, this is what I told you. I don't bother. The reason being is, I don't keep anything that is worth talking about. And if there is, I share it or I delete it. And whatever I do it as if everyone is watching. When you do it in that way and you keep it open, it's like, a small baby. If you tell the baby, don't touch all this, but don't touch here. Where do you think the baby will touch? The baby will be curious about that. So for me, I put everything on the table, touch whatever you want. Nobody's interested. But are they spying on me? You can be rest assured. It may not be a Pegasus software, but they are definitely keeping an eye on me. And how do I know this? Let's save it for another video. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.